All right, good afternoon. I'm Aaron Heiser at Maker's Leather Supply, and we're going to do a few videos, and this is the first of the series, I guess you could say, on decorative knotting and braiding and leather. So what are we talking about? We're talking about stuff like this right here. This is a lanyard I made. Let me get it to focus on it. It is a 6-strand round braid and then a Turk's head knot. Focus. There we go. Okay. And we're going to do some videos just kind of introducing how to do this. And then once you get the basics down, you'll be amazed how much you want to expand on it and do different stuff and experiment and things like that. At the Sheridan Leather Show last week, this is the lanyard I wore. So it is again a Turk's head on this one's on a 4-strand braid. And then I did a couple of Spanish ring knots on the top and bottom to dress it up, and I hung my little ID badge on it for the trade show. And the goal is, after a couple of these videos, that you can make that project right there. Nice little simple lanyard to wear for your ID badge if you wear one at work, or if you come to a trade show or something like that, or if you just want to have something fancy to hang your keys off of. So I've been playing with some of this over the years. I've done a decent amount of decorative knotting and braiding, and it was very, very difficult for me to learn. I am not one that I don't do well learning from pictures and reading words in a book. I need to be shown something. That's how I learn best. I think that's probably why I do a decent job of teaching on YouTube, is because I understand the people that need to learn that way. I did have all the books when I was trying to figure it out. I mean, I bought every publication I could find, and they might as well have been written in Mandarin Chinese, because I could not understand anything. So anyway, that all changed when I met a fella named Robert Black. He lived up in Oklahoma. Very nice man, and he had a video, and I bought the video, and besides getting to sit down with him on several different occasions too, that video just made it make sense. It was a great video, and how he taught it and the tools he used to teach it and things, it just really clicked, and it was so much easier. And anyway, unfortunately, Robert Black has passed on, and I can't find his videos anywhere. No one is still producing them as far as I can find. For a while, you could get them from Why Not Lace, but I'm guessing once they sold out, they sold out. They still have a couple of his other videos, but not that one. Anyway, so I'm not here to recreate his videos. I'm not here to steal his ideas or anything like that, but his passion was teaching it to people, and my passion is teaching leathercraft to people. And I've seen a lot of people asking about how to do these types of things, and so, well, let me show you the way that I learned, and maybe it'll help someone else click. Because like I said, just all of a sudden watching him, I was like, oh, yeah, all right, no big deal, I can do that. And yeah, I've had some decent success with it. That being said, I am not a professional braider, okay? There is a friend of the shop that lives here in town that he wants to do some teaching with us and stuff like that. But we're going to bring him in for the more complicated stuff. But for the basic, let's get down a Turk's head, let's get down a herringbone interweave, let's get down 4, 6, and 8-strand braiding. I can do that part, not a problem. I can show you how to do that, all right? And then once we really get into the fun, then he's going to hopefully join us and show us some of that. Okay. So right now, the craziest thing I have to show you is this thing right here. This hangs on my keys, but that is a big Turk's head with what's called a herringbone interweave, and then this other part of it was just 8-strand braid over a core of leather. And this actually hangs on my shop keys. That way I don't lose them. They're easier for me to find. So anyway, without further ado, this video also we're going to talk about the tools you need to do these basic things. we have put together a kit of these tools that you can get them all in one spot, and hopefully even at a decent enough price. I looked at everything individually and everything and kind of figured out a price for it. But anyway, we've produced a little bit of a kit. We've got about 50 of them probably available when we go to post them on the website. And the folks that order that might get a little bit of a head start, because then they don't have to go shopping around for this here and that there and stuff like that, because it's all here. So without further ado, I'll show off that kit right there, and we'll also talk about the lace that we've had made for these exact projects. So here we go. All right, so initially when I thought I was gonna put these kits together, I was going to include a spool of lace with each kit. But that will actually prove to be difficult to keep track of when we're doing our inventories and stuff like that, making sure that we have the right colors in stock and all that. And anyway, it was just smarter that, you know what, we'll sell it separately, and that way everything will be a little bit easier for everybody. You can get your kit, you can get your lace, or if you don't want to get the kit, you can just buy your lace. If you don't want any of it and you just want to watch the videos, that's fine too. So, but this lace, this is our El Matador leather that we had specially made to do like wallet interiors and stuff like that. It's like an English bridal type leather. And anyway, this lace, we've cut it down to eighth of an inch, so about 3.5 millimeter lace, and then it's just the perfect thickness. It's like 2 ounces, maybe even a little bit less. It is very, very strong, so when you're pulling your knots super tight and everything, I have not had a string of this break yet, and I've messed with a lot of it because I really wanted to test it out before we put it out there. So in the next video, I will show you kind of how I prep the lace and everything and get it ready to go to do that. But anyway, we have this in 4 colors. This is the dark brown here. But let's show you, just like this strand right here is the tan with the dark brown. This strand right here is the chestnut. And then I honestly don't know if I even have a medium brown one sitting around. But anyway, we do have a medium brown that's more like that color right there. That's just a roll of brown electrical tape. All right, so actually someone's bringing me a medium brown right now, thank you. So there's medium brown right there. So I guess it's actually a little bit darker than that tape was. Just to show you, it's just got a little bit less red tint than the chestnut does. So again, these are 25-yard spools. They are available on our website as of the time of the posting of this video. And yeah, so let's get to the kit. Let's talk about the tools you'll need to follow the videos I'm gonna do, okay? So here it is. I was gonna put it all in a box, but then if people order other stuff with it, the box doesn't always fit. So we just threw it in a bag. That helps to save on shipping weight and stuff too, stuff like that. So first and foremost is a can of Phoebing saddle soap in the box. It is very, very important to use the Phoebing, or to use saddle soap. It doesn't have to be Phoebing's, but to use saddle soap, because when you run your lace through it, it will lubricate the lace a little bit, so when you're pulling your knots tight, it'll slide a little easier. But then also, besides that, it seems to strengthen the lace to have this stuff run into it. And then it doesn't want to fray as much either, okay? So that's in there. Then you have a lacing fid, okay? It's a C.S. Osborne lacing fid. When I first started doing lacing and stuff, this was the fid that I used for everything. I didn't have any other kind of fid. I do have a different one that I like to use now, just because I've made a much prettier handle on it. It's actually, let me grab it right quick. It is from Ron's Tools, and to be very honest, I don't know if Ron's is still making them or not. I was hoping to talk to him at Sheridan about it if they were. But my Ron's Tools fid is like this. It's a little bit longer, but I've tied a really, really pretty knot on it, and so that's why I like to use it. Other than that, while I was at Sheridan, I also bought this fid right here from a fella. He is a Spaniard, so from Spain, you know. Anyway, it's a very, very nice fid, and it's got a little curved edge on it. I'm kind of excited to try it out. but I haven't used it yet. But I was very impressed with the guy's work, so I thought I'd buy one of his fids and support him. Anyway, those aren't in the kit. The Osborne's in the kit, okay? We're getting off track here. Stop distracting me, people. All right, so next we have a bone folder, okay? This is not one of the little plastic bone folders. This is a bone folder. We use those to shape up the edges of the knots and stuff like that, and to help contour it and get it the way we want it. So, important tool. You'll have a little wooden dowel rod, okay? And you can use that to practice your knots on and to tie them on there. You'll see in future videos that sometimes I'll even use some tape or something like that to build up a foundation on the dowel rod so that we'll have something to make the knot where it contours like these do. All right, so dowel rod. The other thing, you'll have 2 foam dowel rods, and we'll use those in conjunction with a bunch of needles and pins to help form our Turk's head knots. Okay, we have this little thing that you just heard go pop. Has a whole bunch of little sewing pins in it and stuff, and then a few lacing needles as well. And you'll use all that once again to make your Turk's heads and stuff. And the last thing that we threw in these kits was one of these little swivel hooks, solid brass from Buckle Guy. They're really nice swivel hooks, and that's so that you can make a lanyard or something like that. By the time you're done watching the videos, if you're able to follow along, you should be able to make a lanyard or something, and that's what I've been putting on all mine, and it works really well. So that's what's in the kit. The kit's on the website. They are ready to ship. We have probably 50 of them or so made up. And then once we sell out of them, we have to order some more supplies. I think we ran out of lacing fids first. But yeah, and also the lace is on the website as well in those 4 different colors. If you want to use a different kind of lace, that's more than fine, but it needs to be a high quality lace. It needs to be solid, okay? Some of the laces that you'll find, they are like composite. They're almost made of leather dust and like a plywood or particle board. You need something solid because you're going to pull these knots very, very tight. Traditionally, rawhide or kangaroo leather were used. Kangaroo has a very, very high tensile strength, and that's why it is well known for whips and braiding and things like that, but it's also well known for being very expensive. So we had our Matador lace made. It's a nice alternative. It's very strong, and I'm very impressed with it, and I've braided with a lot of kangaroo. So that's about it. So we've got a couple of videos already. I've already filmed the next 3 videos on how I prepare my lace. One of them is doing a basic Turk's head knot. It will look like this. And then the last one is this same knot, but with an interweave called the herringbone interweave, which makes it look a little bit more like this, except this one's larger. This one will have 3 or 4 rows in it, and that one will only have 2 rows of the lighter color. So anyway, that's in the next couple of videos. They're already made, and then in about a week, we'll get into a couple other videos with the braiding and things like that. So, until next time, I'm Aaron Heiser of Maker's Leather Supply. Have a great day.